Ladies and gentlemen, a man who has been tasked with taking an institution into a whole new era and has been doing it swimmingly with a phenomenal look.
Yeah.
So cool. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
What's up, guys?
Before we get into your program and what you're doing and everything like that, everybody that wants to kind of join it and everything. So shoot me straight here, Marcus. You just got away from the barber, like literally, or do you cut that yourself? Did that happen just before you got on? Can you please turn your head? Can you please turn your head to a side? I mean, that is like, that is happening right now. That just happened like right before you got on. Is that an everyday thing or is it just on special Mondays? You know, every once in a while got to get
whenever it's necessary.
Okay.
You know, whenever it's necessary. So that could be a weekly, that could be a daily. It just depends when it's necessary, when I need one.
Okay, well, let's talk about on this particular day. We're learning a lot about your program and what you're building. We're talking about what it used to be like at Notre Dame versus what it is now and how NIL obviously helps, but you kind of making it a brand that becomes desirable for folks has been very evident. What are the type of players that you're looking for at your Notre Dame, and why do you think you've been able to kind of find those culture setters for you so quickly and sustain it in a world where everything's such quick turnover?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we're looking for the best football players in the country that fit this place. And I say that all the time. What does it mean to fit Notre Dame? We're not a big city. It's a small college town that you have to go to class, that you're going to be challenged academically. But you understand the reward. You understand the value of not only the football development you'll get here, but the education and the network and what it can do for you beyond the game. And so we have to be upfront and honest with guys, because if you don't value those things, you're not going to be here long. You're not going to want to be here long. And so we've found the right guys so far that truly understand that and want to be a part of this program.
Okay, let's talk about how you're kind of building said program, because we're in a crazy era right now. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Coach, obviously you guys use the portal some, but compared to the rest of college football, it's not a ton. Like, you feel like you're more of a homegrown roster, and you talked about, and AJ talked about you, and you talked about it, developing players when they get in there. Does that help with the recruiting process? Like, when you bring guys in and recruit guys, you say, like, hey, like, we're not going to bring in a ton of people from outside. We kind of homegrown and we develop guys. Does that help with the recruiting?
Yeah, I think that some people value that. I try to use it as a reflection of our program, and to see that, hey, these guys, they might not instantly get what they want. They might not be starters as freshmen. They might not even play as freshmen, but they believe in their roles. They believe in the brotherhood. They believe in what this place can do for them in the short term and the long term. So I think when recruits hear that, when parents hear that, I think they understand, okay, this is the type of program it's going to be, the culture that they have. And again, I like to sell it. Hey, this is a place that's going to truly be made up of high school recruiting. We will supplement very little with some transfers, but we have to continue to make sure our foundation is built from the high school recruits.
Yeah, people wanting to stay is only because people see evidence of people getting better, you know, and Darion talked about that. Darius talked about that. Felita talked about that whenever we chatted with them earlier today. It's like you are a guy who develops very well. Let's talk about the most important position. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Marcus, what about quarterback CJ Carr? Like, everything I feel like we hear about him from people that have watched a little bit and seen him work out all, spring, summer, everything, is that this guy's an absolute stud. He's a monster. He's a competitor. Like, everything you want at the quarterback position. Can you talk about what I guess he brings to the team, what kind of leader he is?
Yeah, I mean, you think about a coach's kid, a national championship grandfather. You think about the pedigree. He is a reflection of that. Like, he's a talented individual. And I remember his redshirt freshman year, where we were going to the national championship that year, he wasn't going to play. He was redshirt, and he wasn't even on the depth chart if we had one. And so I remember watching him prepare as if he was a starter. He would be in the indoor walking through practice scripts and going through his development. And I knew at that point, I said, he's not going to wait to be the guy to continue to develop. He's going to do that now as a freshman. And it speaks volumes of who he is. And now you're seeing a guy that is leading the team, not even just the offense. He is leading the team. And man, his work ethic has been there since day one, right? And so that's who he is, and you're seeing the results of that on the football field.
I loved the development from week 1 all the way through the end of the season, because saw a little wiggle early against Miami, saw some dog in him early. It's like, wait a minute, got some athleticism there. Looked like he was going to have to kind of figure it out as he went. Certainly did. Towards the end of the year, everybody's like, is Notre Dame one of the best teams in the country? Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, and you were one of the best teams in the country, and then you guys got snubbed and got left out of the playoff and all of the stuff that came with that. And then we looked at the group of 5 and, saw what happened in that first round. But how have you taken what happened at the end of last year and maybe use that as motivation for this year's team? Because you guys obviously, a lot to be done still, but, preseason-wise, I think you have the second best odds to win the national championship. Has that been a big point of conversation? Is using the snub at the end of last year kind of has motivation for this year's group?
Yeah, I don't ever use that term, we got snubbed. I said we didn't make the playoffs, and we didn't do the things it took as a program to make the playoffs. And so when you own that and you do say it's your fault, now you're able to use that to make you better, right? And so I think if we use the excuse we got snubbed out of the playoffs, now we're going to say, hey, let's just do what we did last year. It was the committee's fault, and not change and enhance what we've done. And so I think we've used that to evaluate, okay, we can't start the season 0-2. How do we truly look at our process from January till the end of August to really evaluate, like, are we doing what's best? Is there a better way to do it? And we've, in certain areas, tried to change and enhance certain things that we're doing. As we get ready for training camp, we'll maybe change it just a little bit, and in hopes that this new process is going to produce a better result as we get into September and we play an opponent.
Hey, Coach, I know as a player, you're always learning regardless of how long you play at this college, in the league, as an assistant coach. Now as a head coach, going into, I believe, your 5th full year, what's been the biggest lesson you learned in those first 4 years that you're carrying into this year?
You're going to lose. I tell you what, like, as we all look at our journeys, we look forward. You never look at the disappointments and the failures that really come with that. But I think if I could give myself or any first-time head coach any one bit of advice, you're going to lose, and embrace that. Use those failures and disappointments to make you better. You have your most growth. I say that because I think you learn lessons inside. Right? You learn inside lessons into your mentality, into your preparation on the inside, your mindset to where you failed at for the opportunity you had. And so that's the thing I've learned. I hope we never have another loss as long as I'm the head coach at Notre Dame. But, there's probably a good chance it's going to happen, and you have to embrace it. It stinks. It hurts. It sucks. But use it to make you better.
Yeah, well, I know losing stinks, but if you win at Notre Dame, they got a statue forever.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see it. You're the man. Thank you for joining us, brother.
Good to see you guys, man. Good to see you. Congrats on the little one.
Thank you, baby boy Midas. There's a chance maybe he'll learn how to spin it a little bit. And I'll tell you what, I was watching these flag football championships this weekend that they had up there in Westfield. Okay, so the Bears are coming to Indiana. Notre Dame's in Indiana. Obviously, the Hoosiers are in Indiana. Colts are in Indiana. And I think this flag football national championship or international championship is going to be here for a while, too. A lot of good ball here in the state of Indiana, Freeman.
Fever.
Amen. Well, amen. It's no longer just a basketball state.
Exactly.
You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Marcus Freeman.
Hey, Coach. You left Fisher's Freight out of there, too.
Well, the Fisher's Freight, they need to start winning some games.